Good evening, YouTube. This is Sister Scaleback, Kathy. Thought I might come in tonight and talk about carbs. A friend of mine, Gastric Rose, suggested that I might have something to say about it, and it's been bugging me all week. So I have something to say about carbs. Before we get started in that, I'm just going to let you know I am 18 weeks post-op RNY. I had my surgery June 16th, 2014. And I am going to give you my numbers in a couple of days, actually. I weigh in on Wednesdays, but suffice it to say that I've lost 70 plus pounds since then, and I'm doing well. There is one thing, though, that's really been bothering me, and I get a variety of answers to the question, how many carbs are allowed in a day? See, I'm an analytical person. I was a quality assurance manager for many years, and I am all about numbers. I know that I'm an emotional person too, but I'm also analytical. And when it comes to things like tracking, I'm a bit of a stickler. And it's bothering me that people don't want to give me an actual number. Now, I believe that most things in moderation are okay. If you haven't seen or heard about the fact that this bariatric surgery is a metabolic reset that lowers your set point to where you naturally should be, then please go look that up and research it a bit. So before we even get there about talking about carbs, I want everyone to understand that really in the first week, what we eat, although it matters, it doesn't 100% dictate how much weight you're going to lose. Your furnace, your metabolism is burning the weight, okay? It's what the surgery does. And then after a year to a year and a half, you're going to start slowing down. And then what you eat is really going to matter. But in the meantime, if I post a shake, which I did recently on my Facebook, and it has a banana and some berry fruit in it, along with some protein powder. And I hear that that's more sugar than I should have in an entire day. It worries me. It freaked me out. And the response I get from a lot of people is that we should be so low carb that we're mimicking the Atkins diet. Well, I need to tell y'all that I did the Atkins diet, and if the Atkins diet worked, I wouldn't have had that surgery. The Atkins diet is, it's deprivation. And everyone knows that when you deprive yourself, you want it. It's reverse psychology 101. And there are bad carbs and there are good carbs, and we all know this too. We've all been taught this. There's complex carbs, high fiber carbs. There are the white refined sugar carbs that are processed and total garbage for us. So I am of the belief that if it's natural, if it comes from a tree or a bush or grows from the ground, and it can be eaten as is without having anything done to it, then I believe that it's okay to have those things in moderation. There are a lot of vitamins, nutrients in those fruits and vegetables, regardless of the carb count, regardless of the sugar content, being that it's a natural sugar. I know, I'm type 2 diabetic. And the first thing they teach you about being diabetic is that sugar is sugar. Doesn't matter what kind it is, it's sugar. And for a diabetic, that's true if you are trying to watch your sugar levels. But I believe that that is also because there are so many other sugars we're eating processed-wise that once you have the surgery and your reset, a little bit of natural sugar does not spike you. And I believe that it helps to fuel you and give you the energy that you need, especially if you're walking, if you're working out, and I've been really out of energy lately. I've been tired. I know my thyroid is malabsorbing, which is another issue. But I will say that I am losing weight, and I've been consistently losing with the odd stall here and there. This week, I believe I'm down 4 or 5 pounds. So I am losing, even though I'm having the odd fruit. Now let's get into some of the other type of carbs. So we have the natural sugar carbs. We also have high fiber bread, or whole wheat bread, or whole grain bread. Let's put it that way, whole grain bread. When I say whole grain, I mean pumpernickel, I mean rye, I mean many different kinds. There's even protein bread out there that you can buy. There's even low carb bread that you can buy. I don't think that bread is a good idea because of the way our body metabolizes flour, which is always processed no matter what. Usually there's always sugar added of some sort to make bread, no matter what. So I do agree that we should not have bread. I do, right now, have half an English muffin every day, and that is purely white flour. Occasionally I buy whole wheat flour, but you know what? The whole wheat and the white, it's as processed as, they're both just as processed. That is my trigger. Bread has always been my trigger. It's one of the reasons Atkins never worked for me. I think I lost 20 pounds on Atkins. I went 1 month. Easter rolled around and the French bread hit the table, and I became a demon, diving into the French bread, slathering butter on it, and I lost my mind over bread. Thankfully, with the RNY surgery, I'm not turning that crazy, but I do still want to have some sort of a starch feel to my day, so that is what I've allowed. I've allowed that 1/2 English muffin a day. When it comes to other types of carbs like sweet potato, some of the starchier vegetables like beets, corn, I have had that on occasion, but very rarely, once a week maybe. The rest of the time it's usually non-starchy vegetables and meat. Now, I also want to point out that when I track on MyFitnessPal, my goal for carbohydrates is around 60 grams. I've heard people say it should be under 15. I've heard people say it should be under 45. Mine's at 60. And most of it, I tell myself, should be natural or from a protein bar. I do eat Premier Protein in the form of a bar because it is such a high impact, and the ratio from carb to protein is phenomenal. It's a high impact protein that is very hard to get through any other means when you're on the go. And now that I'm at the gym, I am using that protein bar half before, half after to sort of boost my metabolism and give me the energy I need. So I know it's going to be very confusing for the pre-ops out there, the ones that want to follow the rules and have a number to go by like I do. I'm a person that wants the facts. And I guess when it comes to carbs, there is no set rule. Everyone has a different clinic, a different doctor, a different guideline, a different nutritionist. My nutritionist told me not to track carbs at all, not to worry about carbs at all, to eat meat, fruit, vegetables. That's it. And just measure my protein. As long as I'm getting my protein in, the rest really doesn't matter. I think they figure if you can eat enough to fill your protein goals, you're going to be so full that you're not going to be able to eat all that crap anyway. But that's in Canada, that's in Ontario, and that's from the Windsor Clinic. Now, a lot of American friends have different doctors, different clinics, and they say absolutely no carb, low carb. I have friends out west. I have friends all over the place. I even have friends in the UK, and everybody is different when it comes to their carb limits, their carb allowances. I just know that I'm doing what's good for me. And I can feel it when I've had too much. I feel sluggish. I don't feel, it's supposed to give you energy, yes. But too much of it will make you want to sleep. So make it natural, people. Make it as low as you can. Focus on your protein. And when it comes to fruit, which has fiber, which has nutrients, I believe fruit is perfectly fine. And read the Pound of Cure book from Dr. Weiner. Fruits and vegetables are absolutely essential and good for us. My opinion. If you have any different opinions, I am always open to a rational reason for why not to have carbs. If you have any differences, or if you have any data or links that you can send me to that proves otherwise, put it down below and I'll go check it out. I am only 4.5 months post-op, so I'm not an expert. But this is just my own feelings from, I'm 48 years old. I've had every diet in the book, and I have done Atkins. And if Atkins worked, we wouldn't be having this surgery. Bye for now, guys. Hope you handle your carbs well. Let me know what you think. Bye.